Alright, loyal subjects, buckle up. Welcome back to the channel brave enough to rip open the gilded facade of royal life and expose the pathetic celebrity intrigue beneath. Today, we're staring into a gaping chasm where Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, once reigned. Well, existed. For eons, this enduring figure supposedly weathered storms with signature resilience, only to trip again. This year, her 66th birthday was a digital apocalypse, a social media black hole so profound it practically sucked the oxygen out of the internet. A palpable void. You can almost hear crickets chirping or a teacup rattling from sheer embarrassment. Before we dive into this catastrophic PR train wreck, if you revel in public figures squirming, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. We live for this, so our Duchess quietly marked her 66th birthday. Quietly, being the operative word for a woman who usually craves spotlight like a wilting daisy begs for water. For Fergie, a public figure, term used loosely, shall we, supposedly intertwined with the monarchy, this absence was less subdued and more deafeningly catastrophic. The real gut punch? The shocking betrayal from her own beloved daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. Absolute radio silence across all their curated social media. This wasn't trivial detail. This was a seismic shift, a frantic scramble for lifeboats. For years, Fergie's birthday was practically a national holiday for little Eugenie, her most supportive daughter, always propping up Mummy's image like a human crutch. Our 35-year-old princess typically gushed over her mama, sharing warm, heartfelt messages and rare, cherished family photographs, a curated digital scrapbook to convince us of their unbreakable maternal bond. It was such a beautiful testament, wasn't it? Conveniently forgetting all the other sides. Last year, 2024, was a veritable PR love fest. Princess Eugenie posted a deeply affectionate message that practically broke the internet. Happy birthday to my beautiful mama. So proud of the granny you are, the mum you are, and the woman you are, she cooed. A sentiment so perfectly crafted, it was probably written by PR professionals. This wasn't just a greeting, it was an orchestrated statement of pride and love, showcasing Sarah's supposed triumphs. Sarah herself, basking in the glow, expressing gratitude, reflecting on a year of recovery and growth. Clearly, a masterclass in maintaining a positive public profile after decades of colourful media scrutiny. Incredibly grateful to be here every day, she declared, fresh off health challenges. You'd think she'd conquered Everest. This year, October 15th met an impenetrable, deafening, terrifying wall of silence. Not a peep from Sarah, not a gushing post from her daughters. The omission screamed louder than a banshee. In the modern royal ecosystem, silence isn't golden, it's DEFCON 1 damage control, a desperately calculated move to distance oneself from a controversy erupting like Mount Vesuvius. And what, pray tell, is this? The inescapable, utterly putrid shadow of convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Fergie's birthday just happened to fall weeks after she found herself smack dab in the eye of a renewed PR hurricane, thanks to her connections to Epstein. The timing, honestly, is just chef's kiss for sheer drama. Ah yes, the scandal. Reignited by the resurfacing of a deeply troubling 2011 email. Deeply troubling being the understatement of the century. This missive contained language so devastating it practically blew Fergie's precarious public standing to smithereens. Our Duchess, with all the grace of a bull in a china shop, referred to Jeffrey Epstein, that paragon of virtue and convicted sex offender, as her supreme friend. Her supreme friend. You can almost picture the PR team's faces. Context? Even juicier, sent after. Epstein's release. It reportedly included an apology from the Duchess, expressing remorse for having dared to criticize him. Oh, the humanity! This supreme friend terminology, coupled with the grovelling apology, is absolutely staggering. It screams a level of closeness and loyalty that, given Epstein's heinous crimes, is simply untenable for anyone, let alone someone vaguely associated with the British royal family. Even if she's just the spare parts department. Sarah Ferguson's team, bless their cotton socks, delivered an immediate reaction that was swift, if inadequate. Translation? They panicked. A spokesperson, sweating profusely, stepped forward with an explanation, attempting to mitigate damage, with all the success of a teacup trying to plug a dam. Their brilliant defence? Our Duchess, apparently, was in profound fear that Epstein, yes, that Epstein, would sue her for defamation. So she was just capitulating to pressure, appeasing a powerful, dangerous and litigious individual to save her own skin. While this might offer a technical reason for calling a convicted pedophile your supreme friend, it has, shocker, utterly failed to quell the ensuing public relations inferno. A for-effort, F for believability. The association, regardless of the Duchess's pathetic motive, remains deeply corrosive. Supreme Friend is now permanently etched as a toxic footnote in Fergie's already lengthy, scandal-ridden biography, fueling negative press, just as she was striving for stability and recognition for her charitable endeavours. Nothing says charity quite like being linked to a monster, right? Against this glorious backdrop of acute crisis, we must analyse the truly calculated silence of her precious daughters. Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice, senior members of the extended royal family, manage public profiles with ruthless corporate CEO efficiency. Their every move reflects indirectly upon the institution of the monarchy itself. So their decision, or more accurately, the decree handed down by palace advisers, to entirely refrain from publicly acknowledging Mummy's birthday, that's not just a stark, unambiguous indication of fallout severity, that's a giant, flashing neon sign. This isn't forgetting to post. This is a deliberate, strategic, utterly chilling digital omission. In this climate, any public expression of warmth toward their mother, however genuine, would instantly be dragged through the mud, twisted through the ghastly lens of the Epstein controversy. A birthday post featuring the Duchess would instantly ignite 1,000 flaming comments, turning Eugenie's platform into a digital thunderdome of outrage. The royal family, still reeling from Prince Andrew's scandalous tango with Epstein, is now operating under an almost hysterical zero-tolerance policy. Every member is acutely aware they must protect the crown from further contamination. Nothing says royalty like sacrificing your own mother to save face, right? Oh, the personal pain for Princess Eugenie, her, the most vocal public champion of her mother. You can almost hear tiny violins. From her gushing 2024 post, she holds her mother in high esteem, recognizing her as a woman of recovery and growth. Bless her naive heart. Yet, clearly, the demands of the crown and necessity of maintaining a unified, scandal-free front utterly superseded any pesky personal affection on this public occasion. Priorities, people, priorities. The weight of this strategic silence must fall heaviest, naturally, on the Duchess. Imagine a milestone 66th birthday and your own children, out of necessity, advised to publicly ignore your very existence. It practically screams isolation, doesn't it? As Sarah Ferguson attempts to navigate this moral quagmire, a quagmire she so expertly helped create. Pour yourself a gin, Fergie. You've earned it. Let's be real. Sarah Ferguson has always been a walking, talking masterclass in financial difficulties and public humiliation. Her journey has been less redemption, more perpetual merry-go-round of constant attempts at rehabilitation. After her divorce from Andrew, she carved out a career: author, spokesperson, philanthropist, anything to pay bills and cling to relevance. Her 2024 recovery reflection was just another desperate attempt at building a positive legacy. This new revelation? It threatens to undo years of careful, flimsy imagery building. The association with Epstein, darling, is simply too toxic, too morally reprehensible to be brushed aside. Not even with the pathetic under duress excuse, some stains just won't come out no matter how much royal bleach you use. So the burning question: how deep does this required public distancing go? If her daughters can't even manage a happy birthday meme, what does that signify for the Duchess's future role in, gasp, larger royal events? We've witnessed Prince Andrew's spectacular public execution, sidelined from duties, titles, and his favourite polo pony. While Fergie, a non-working member, operates under different strictures, her cosy association with Andrew and this direct, documented connection to Epstein via that delightful email places her in a profoundly difficult position. You couldn't make this up. The family's unified response, or rather their deafening non-response, on October 15th was a clear warning shot. It confirms the royal institution views this latest revelation as a genuine threat to its oh-so-fragile integrity. Their priority, obviously, is protecting the monarchy's pristine reputation over offering personal public comfort to the Duchess of York. Brutal, darling. Absolutely brutal. This fiasco, naturally, requires extraordinary circumspection from all involved, which, in plain English, means cover your own backside. For Eugenie and Beatrice, who supposedly maintain private relationships, this public silence is a difficult sacrifice. They're signalling to the world that while their personal bond remains, they simply cannot and will not publicly endorse their mother. How noble! Our Duchess of York, the perennial survivor, known for her spirited personality and refusal to be defined by her mistakes, must be fuming. But honestly, the gravity of this situation makes her infamous toe-sucking scandal, remember that gem? Or even her endless financial woes look like a child's tea party. This time, it touches upon the darkest corners of human behaviour, making her past missteps seem positively quaint. Some things, even Fergie can't charm her way out of. And the plot thickens. The absence of a public message of gratitude from Sarah herself this year is telling. Unlike 2024, when she practically begged for applause for her growth and recovery, this year she too has remained silent. This, obviously, suggests a mutual agreement, a shared strategy between mother and daughters. Bury Fergie until the immediate furor of the Epstein email revelation finally subsides. It's a tacit, humiliating acknowledgement of the severity of the ongoing fallout and the necessity of retreating from the public eye. This, my dears, is the price of association, even tenuous or coerced, with a figure like Jeffrey Epstein. It creates an indelible stain that demands not just pathetic apologies, but public isolation and a chilling silence from one's closest allies. For the Duchess of York, this subdued observance of her 66th birthday is a painful reminder that while she might think she's rebuilt her life, the past, darling, has a long, tenacious, utterly unforgiving reach. The quiet birthday, marked by a digital vacuum, is less a celebration and more a solemn, humiliating period of retreat, forced upon her by the weight of a decade-old email. Oh, the deeply human tragedy of it all, playing out on a royal stage. A mother who has always prioritised her children, let's not choke on that one, now finds herself publicly estranged, not by choice, but by the necessity of institutional protection and the moral demands of public opinion. How utterly inconvenient for her. This entire farce certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the ever-shifting boundaries of public life, the absurd demands placed upon those connected to the crown, and the long-term, utterly hilarious consequences of even the briefest association with scandal. So tell us, you discerning critics, what are your thoughts on this calculated silence? Were Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice right to prioritise the Crown's increasingly tarnished image over a public birthday tribute? Or do you find this absolute glacial silence heartbreaking, regardless of the circumstances? We value your perspective, especially if it's as delightfully cynical as ours, so share your opinions thoughtfully below. And naturally, like, subscribe, and join us next time as we continue to unravel the truly complex narratives surrounding the world's most exquisitely dysfunctional families.